Greetings, family. I was looking at this here a replay of the tennis match between Ostapenko and Townsend, Taylor Townsend and Jelena Ostapenko, and I don't know. It's just sad, man. Like 2025, that hatred, on a world stage, and it's really an act of desperation. How the European Ostapenko Pinko says that Miss Townsend, who really waxed that ass, right? I think in all three sets, just blazed her, right? So at the end, instead of Ostapenko having some kind of class, she claims Taylor didn't have any class and was uneducated. I don't understand whether education had anything to do with getting your ass whooped on a court between you and another individual in a physical match. And yes, some of it is mental as well, strategy. Well, she got waxed. Taylor Townsend, hasta la vico, or hasta la vista, that butt, right? Anyway, and it's like, because she couldn't win, she wanted to say if it was somewhere else, it would have been a different story. Yeah, maybe it could have been if the judges were on her side. These judges wasn't on no one's side, but the winner was the winner, and that was it, point blank. It's sad how sometimes and it also shows how this arrogance of white supremacy, this lie, this delusional people are continuing to think that is their ace in the hole. And the reality is, across this globe, including white people, are tired of living that lie. And it showed, because even though Ostapenko had other people that sided with her, the majority of them, looked at her as though, she's a blemish on the sport, internationally, and I like the way that the sister, what's her name, Taylor, Taylor Townsend, you could see that she was trying to stress and trying to talk to her, trying to be civil with her, and this Ostapenko person, she just wanted to try to upstage and grandstand and even look into the audience, and they're looking at her like something is definitely wrong with this woman, and and I'm glad that Taylor didn't just haul off and go to letting them hands flow right there on the court. I could just see her, beating her and just dragging her all around that court, and just, giving her a second ass whooping. But she carried herself like, first of all, as a professional, and then second, as a lady, a pro, and then also as a person that knows how to handle their emotions at a very uncomfortable time, which was a total opposite of Ostapenko. And really, she should be, Ostapenko that is, she should be penalized for what she said, as well as her attitude. That is a totally unsportsmanship, And then she knew she was saying something towards Miss Taylor that would be offensive, not just to her, but to the people that she represented, which she represents the whole world. But I'm talking about as far as her, other African Americans that have heard that type of words, that had hurt in the past, that may have destroyed some people because they didn't know how to fight back without totally turning the table onto themselves by letting them hands fly. That was one instance where it's been plenty of them, but on national TV, that was one time where I had to clap. Go, sister, go. That's right. Don't let her play you out. You are the winner, and conduct yourself as the winner. And let her go on with her anger, hatred, and poor loser attitude. And continue to show the world just who the real barbarian is. You understand? Who the real ignorant person is in that whole situation. She got that ass tapped, by a professional. And no matter how she wanted to say her arm was hurt, her arm wasn't hurt in the beginning when she was getting the best of Taylor. And when Taylor dug down deep, she came back and took care of business. Same thing with there was another match with Goss. I forget Coco Goss. Where someone said the same thing, something similar. Bad sportsmanship. Look, this, whether it's tennis, baseball, football, any sports, they know. Most people know who are the superior in these sports. But not only that, dear, this is the main reason why education is being attacked right now. Because it is fun, it has always been fun for whites to see us perform, jumping and running and doing, supernatural things on the courts, all right, or on every arena, just about. Anything that we really wanted to involve ourselves in, we would take over. We would take it to the highest level that they have, and then we would take it to a level that they cannot reach. And the same thing would go with science. The same things would go with all of, whether it's medicine, whether it's technology. Like I've told you before in some of my other videos, there are young men in Africa now, poor, going in the garbage and creating things such as cars that need motors that need no charging, no fuel, no battery. There are people, African American, right here in America, Moses West, who created a machine that can bring moisture out of the air, and it can be plugged in or it could be run by solar power, right? These things are supernatural, things that can change this planet and this world and the lives of everyone on it. Yet they want to continue with this lie of superiority. All I say to us is, man, keep on watching. Because, like I said earlier, even there are people, Caucasian people, white people, and people say, why you always make it about color? Because it always come up about color. You understand? Every time there's something good going on, like that tennis match, like with Coco Gauff and with Taylor Townsend, you understand? When we are doing our thing, they can't help but to go back to the racial thing and try to insult and try to destroy and try to rape or rip the wind, that feeling of triumphant victory, try to snatch it from us, just like a devil, right? What we need to understand is that we are naturally who we are, and all we have to do is continue to be who we are. And that's on any field, no matter whether it's sports, education, even combat. Listen, put the same tools and artillery in one man's hand and in the other man's hand. Listen, the world knows we are natural born, but we are so restrained. We have endured over 400 years in this country, and we continue to keep our cool, unless under attack. But sometime even then, I love you. Keep your head up. Keep watching.